Alright, before we even start, I know some of you are typing angry comments. How dare you? Leave Jaws alone. Stop ruining classics. Relax. I actually agree with you. In my opinion, Jaws is one of the most greatest films ever created and made. Period. It's a masterpiece from Steven Spielberg and it changed cinema forever. And it absolutely should never, ever be remade. Ever. You don't touch perfection. But here's the problem. I love shark movies. And if you're a shark movie fan like me, you know the sad truth. Most shark movies today are either ultra low budget, straight to streaming nonsense, or just completely stupid. Every now and then we get something fun like The Shallows, fantastic, and The Reef, the Aussie shark movie that I love. But most of the time we just get bargain bin shark fillers, absolute crap, fucking Sharktopus versus Octopus, fucking whatever you want to call it. Three-headed shark attack, swamp sharks from Alcatraz, ghost shark, silly crap. And honestly, it's depressing. Because shark movies used to be terrifying. They used to make you scared to be going in the water. They used to have story, tension, atmosphere. So here's my controversial opinion. Now stick with me, because instead of remaking Jaws, which they should never do, why don't they just make Jaws 5? Continue on from Jaws Revenge, man. Bring the franchise back properly. Big budget, serious tone, and scary again. Give us that fear back in the water. Now I know some of you are probably yelling at the screen right now, but just keep watching to hear my plug, my plea. No more Jaws movies. Calm down. Because deep down in your shark-obsessed little hearts, you know you want it. And I'm going to sell it to you. You want another big brutal shark movie? You don't want Hollywood to screw it up? So the big question becomes, how do you continue the story without rebooting it? Now to answer that question, which I will, we need to quickly look back at the franchise, the story of how we continue it. So in 1975, the original Jaws follows Police Chief Martin Brody, marine biologist Matt Hooper, and the legendary shark hunter Quint. And a massive great white shark is terrorizing the resort town of Amity Island. Now Brody wants the beaches closed, but the mayor refuses because summer tourism brings in too much money, which of course leads to more attacks. Now, eventually, the three men head out on Quint's boat, the Orca, to hunt the shark. And in one of the most iconic finales in movie history, Quint gets eaten. It's freaking awesome. And Brody blows the shark up by shooting a scuba tank in its mouth. It's perfect, it's intense, and honestly, it's impossible to follow, really. It's just a perfect movie. But then the sequel happened. And if you are watching this, sorry, there's going to be spoilers in me going through these movies before we get to my Jaws 5. So Jaws 2, 1978. How can you follow up on this? It's 4 years later and we get Jaws 2. Chief Brody once again suspects a new shark attacking Amity, but the town officials think he's paranoid and actually fire him, the pricks. Now, meanwhile, a group of teenagers, including his sons, get stranded out at sea while the shark is hunting them. Now, look, is it as good as the original? Of course not. But honestly, seriously, it's still a pretty solid sequel. And there's some great tension, memorable shark moments, and it still keeps the Brody family at the center of the story. And that's what we're focusing on right now, because the 4 movies is the Brody family. Let's go to part 3, because Jaws 3D in 1983. Now, the story jumps forward to the grown-up Brody sons, Michael and Sean. They're working at SeaWorld in Florida. And so we've gone from Amity. We're gone from Amity. Now, a young great white shark sneaks into the park's lagoon through a faulty gate and starts attacking people. And eventually they capture the juvenile shark. But then they discover something much, much worse, which is so awesome. A 30-foot mother shark has also entered the park. Now, honestly, this concept is pretty damn cool. It really is actually pretty damn cool. But the movie just didn't have the budget or the technology to pull off the proper just pull it off properly. So still, the Brody family continue story there in the third one. Then we jump to the fourth one. The fourth one, yeah, they start getting worse, but we all rewatch these. They're awesome movies. So Jaws the Revenge in 1987. That's what we finally get, Jaws the Revenge. And yeah, this one gets pretty silly. So the story follows Ellen Brody this time, the widow of Martin Brody. And after her son Sean is killed by a shark in Amity, back to Amity, she becomes convinced that this specific shark is personally hunting her family. And the shark scene where Sean is killed is pretty damn cool at the start as well. It's actually freaking wicked, I personally think. I think it's freaking wicked. So she moves to the Bahamas to stay with her other son, Michael, and somehow the shark follows her there, traveling thousands of miles in just a few days. It's silly, but who cares? It follows her like some kind of revenge-driven sea demon, yeah? So, okay, it's ridiculous, but at least one thing stayed consistent. The story is still about the Brodies. So how do you make Jaws 5? How do you make Jaws 5 without making people angry? There is only one rule for this to be made. One thing they must absolutely do. Bring back the Brodies. It has to be still about the Brodies. The Brody family is the heart of this franchise. Without them, and if you make Jaws 5, it's just another shark movie. It really is just another shark movie. So now in 2026, realistically, the only surviving Brody that would be, because the mum would have been passed now because it's been so many years, she would have been old. So it's Michael Brody. Michael Brody is the only one that's left. And if I was producing this movie, there would be only one choice for Michael Brody, which would be bring back Dennis Quaid from Jaws 3D. He played Michael Brody there. He can be the older Michael Brody now. Yes, pay the man. Bring him back as Michael Brody. He's older, maybe retired, maybe living near the ocean like his father once did, maybe in their old house. Give him a family, give him kids, give him grandkids. And suddenly the nightmare returns. A massive great white shark starts attacking again in Amity. And Michael Brody realizes something terrifying. His father spent his life fighting these things, and now it's his turn. With the right script, the right director, and the right budget, big budget. Give it a big budget. Don't even call it Jaws 5. Give it a big budget. And some genuinely brutal shark attacks as well. Bring back friggin' Bruce as well. Fuck it. But Jaws 5 could actually be amazing. Now that you've heard my pitch of where I was going, I know people are probably still killing me in the comments, but this is not a reboot. This is not a remake. It's a continuation. A proper legacy sequel. Redeeming Jaws the Revenge. And honestly, in a world where every movie is rebooted, why not bring back one of the greatest monsters in franchise history as a sequel? So tell me, am I completely insane for wanting Jaws 5? For wanting a good shark movie? Would you actually watch this, my pitch that I just gave with Dennis Quaid? Dennis Quaid has to be Michael. Dennis Quaid has to be Michael or it won't work, okay? It will not work unless they could use his son as his grandson or whatever as a Brody, but it has to be Dennis. So would you watch this? Let me know in the comments, but I can guarantee one thing. If they did make this, every single one of us shark fans would be sitting in the cinemas. Even if you hate the idea, you know it in your heart. If you saw this advertised and you saw trailers and you saw Dennis Quaid, Jaws 5 logo come up, that damn music, that damn scary freaking score, you would be sitting in the cinemas waiting for it, even if you were angry about it. And I'll just be sitting there waiting for that fin to break the water. Go and get me my first kill. Oh yeah. Alright, like, subscribe, and I'll be back with whatever I do next time. Tell me what I think. Am I crazy? I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one, aren't I? See ya.
Popcorn, watching movies for you. Blood